Booyah, people. Welcome,
Yo.
everybody. Welcome to
Yeah.
BallheadzTV. TV. One more time. We're doing it again. What you said there? What about that?
Up. Yep.
Up,
Bringing
up,
it to
up.
the people.
And
Bringing it
here
to
we
the
are.
people.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
most of the people
Yes.
just figure out what ballheads mean. People, ballheads have multiple layers of meanings, all right? You probably only know just some of them. All right.
Yes,
But
sir.
yeah. But that is Ballheads TV for you. So we're glad to be here to talk about sports, football specifically right now, and we're looking forward. So hurry up and come into the stream and come into the stream.
Yes.
Big up everybody who is joining as you join. Just like up same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you have to say about that, man?
Yeah. Want big up everybody. Want everybody to join the stream. Hit the
Yeah, man.
like button, people. Hit the like button,
You
man.
know, well, like
So people are gonna see it. Some people
yeah,
are gonna see it. You understand me? And Ballets TV, we promise to give you guys good viewing here.
yeah.
You understand me? Good argument. Good
Yeah, man.
good vibe.
We will certainly do our best.
Certainly, sir.
Like we see now, we have so many things to talk about today. So many things to talk about. But where do we start? I don't even want to get into EPL just yet
Hmm.
because even though I'm kind of bouncing from a result I just witnessed, it was a wonderful match.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Which one was that?
Aston Villa Liverpool, man, that game it was a nail biter for sure, a
Yeah.
nail biter. When you see Emery jumping up and down on the sidelines, you must know. I saw
Yeah.
what's this actor's name, man? Not Sean Penn, he played. He was in what name, man? Not is it another man, Doma? I don't remember, yeah, man. But he's a famous actor, and he was in the crowd, and the camera panned to him, and the man was jumping up and down when Aston
Yeah.
Villa equalized. It was pandemonium. So why I mean, I don't know what can be nicer than football. What can be nicer than football? I
It's a
tell you.
beautiful. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah, there's a reason why they call it that. There's a
Yes.
reason.
It's a
Yeah.
beautiful game.
So to say, we
Remember,
are
remember,
here.
remember, football.
Mhm.
Stop. Football itself
Yeah.
was used to quell
Yeah.
a country from going into civil war. Remember that.
Listen to that.
That's how powerful it is.
That is the
Mhm.
power of football. It
Yeah.
never ceases to amaze me. Football is like life. You can learn so many lessons from football. Even this morning I was rolling a little ball. I tend to run out and roll some ball every morning. Just to keep sharp and stuff, as sharp as I can at this age. Um, sharp like a bread knife, or sharp like a butter knife. But I still try to do it. You understand what I say? So yeah, that
Yeah.
is football for you. Um, so all right, so we are here again. We have a lot of stuff to discuss. We're just waiting on people to just come in and like up the stream. If you are here and you can hear us clear, let us know. Send us an emoji, a fire emoji, just or like up the stream more than we ask that you will like up the stream and share it. Share it with a friend. We're trying to start off this movement. It's a ballets movement. When we're done with this, now everybody in Jamaica are ballad, isn't it?
That's so.
Yeah. Not
One way
against
or
the
the
rest of them,
and,
if you understand, not against
yeah.
the experience,
So
because
me
they're
ever
also
say
welcome.
you don't need to be a ballad to be a ballad.
You don't have to dread to be Rasta. What you say?
No, you don't have to be bareheaded to be a ballad. Put it this
That
way:
is cool. Yeah.
don't have to be bareheaded to be a ballad. You come
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
by the time you leave here, you're a baldhead.
Yeah, some people always say, boy,
Bald
me not have the
head.
locks, no. Me not have the locks, but me have Rasta in my heart. So
Yeah.
when you have bald head in your heart,
Yes,
you
sir.
understand? Bald head in your heart. Yeah. So we're there again, Dale. We have some topics to discuss, as I said. One interesting one
Yeah.
is Brazilian football on the decline?
Say that again, brother. Serious thing that you just said a while ago.
Is Brazilian football on the decline? So I want you to talk us through that. Um, I must admit I'm not sure where Dale is going with this. I am so excited to hear and eager to hear. So tell us. I want to know what are your thoughts on the possible decline of Brazilian
Mhm.
football. So take it away, man.
All right. So where I'm coming from with this now, Duke, is that
Hmm.
I've not heard much people talk about it, but no, it is undeniable who this national team we're talking about. It is the team. It is the team with the most following team in the world. You understand me? However,
Yeah, it's a
of
brand.
late,
Hmm.
yeah, definitely. However, of late, and as I said, I'm not hearing much people talking about it. But of late, we've seen a low in team performance in this
Hmm.
Brazil team.
Okay.
There, yes, but yet still, people, their players are the most marketable players around the world, the
Hmm.
most sought after players around the world. Why is
Okay.
that? Yet we've seen a few dismal team performances, notably, and
Hmm.
from a Brazilian neighbors. 'Cause I'm an Argentinian fan,
You know, me
from a
too.
Brazilian from Brazilian
Yeah.
neighbors. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to throw you guys underneath the bus, but you know what I mean. There's somebody has to talk about this, man.
Mhm.
Somebody has to talk about this. The last, as
Mm.
we all know, the dismal performance coming in 2014. You know what I mean? Brazil exit from the 2014 World Cup, which they hosted. You understand? By a drubbing,
Mhm.
drubbing by um Duke one time team, Germany,
Germany.
a 7-1 drubbing. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? At the hands, or probably I should say at the feet of the Germans. You
Okay.
understand me? And then we see a continuous decline in these competitions. You know what I mean? Losing to Argentina in the Copa, outplayed, totally outplayed, played off the pitch by Argentina, and then we see that continued into the World Cup, the recent
Right. I'm looking.
World Cup. You understand me? Losing to Croatia, on penalties. You know what I mean? Didn't have a good game at all. Croatia should have won the game easily, but Brazil being Brazil, put up a fight and lost 4-2 on penalties,
Mm.
and and to add injury to insult, the 2026, as a matter of fact, the 2024 Olympic Games,
Yeah.
Brazil has failed to qualify a man's team to the 2024 Olympic Games coming up.
Okay.
And then, if it couldn't get worse, even though the South American qualifiers are
Mhm.
in their infant stage, 6 rounds to be precise, Brazil
Right.
is languishing in the sixth position behind Argentina, Uruguay, and and there's a reason, Duke, why I bring up this point, because Jamaica is about to play two of the teams that are leading Brazil in the South American World Cup qualifiers.
Yo. Yeah, hold on a little bit. Let me just big up some people. I want to big up Marlon Nelson. He says, bless up Dukeland. Big up yourself, Marlon. Hey, Marlon is a football aficionado, you know. One of
Yes,
them kind of want to talk to Marlon. Marlon know
yeah,
football. Marlon know
ins and
football
outs.
inside and out, man. Kind of I respect Marlon's dedication to football. We have to interview Marlon. No, Marlon knows so much about football. Oh, you know so much about football, Reggie. Yeah, man. Big
What
up
you mean?
yourself. Respect,
Man,
respect, respect
man,
for the showing. You know.
the man is a
Um,
student of the beautiful game.
say I'm trying to find. I'm looking up Brazil's records, recent records. Let me see something. So I am seeing here the last match was a 3-all draw to Spain. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I see them. I remember the matches against England. It was a 1-0 to Brazil. Argentina beat them in November. Colombia beat them also in November. Uruguay beat them 2-0
Yes,
in
sir.
in 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 in, in October,
And they
and
drew it.
Venezuela drew with them.
Okay. And
That is probably the worst of all. When Venezuela, drew with them. So yes, I see a dip in form for sure. Senegal
mhm.
beat them in June 4
Yep.
2.
Yep.
They beat Guinea, but I mean, who wouldn't beat Guinea? Morocco beat them earlier in March last
Yeah.
year.
Yes.
So yeah, there is definitely some signs of
But Duke,
line or poor
and
showing.
I don't want to digress from what I'm saying, but yeah,
Mhm.
do you see some kind of what would I say now? There's a certain posture where, with all these losses that Brazil is racking up, I can't
Mhm.
say, oh, Brazil is still so high in the rankings. You
Well,
understand me? I don't know, but anyway, I'm not the
yeah,
one
I mean,
who,
that is
you
true.
know,
I mean,
you know
they,
what I
they,
mean?
they, they have won a few games. It's not like it's all bad. They have won some games, but the Brazil that we know and love, I mean, to be losing against and drawing with against certain teams, it's kind of uncharacteristic, to be honest. And
And based on my, yes. Mhm, go ahead.
I think Brazil over the last few years kind of have they were kind of pushing Neymar as the front man, and we know the injuries, and some would say the low output. They were expecting more from Neymar. Um, and also we had Jesus as the forward, which kind of puzzling to me, to be honest. I don't see him as the classic Brazilian forward. So yeah, they were suffering in scoring goals, and Brazil to me is a team that is not big on defense. They tend to outscore the opponent. You score three, we will score four or five. But that
Yes.
has changed, and let me ask you. Hold on, let me just
Yes.
read some chats before. Marlon says, okay, when I asked him about the football knowledge, he said he used to play the game and took coaching very early and then went back to playing. Yeah, we need to
Mm.
talk to you now, Marlon. So like a big baller. He followed up and said, Brazil doesn't have any form from World Cup. That is true. Yeah, Brazil is not looking like the Brazil of yesteryear. What do you want to say about that, deal?
Yes, so that is where I'm leading to, but
Mm,
yet still, and I said this before, yet still we see a high demand, a high a high sorting after these
yeah.
players. Look at the ones in your team.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They
Yeah, man.
are.
The Anthony's.
You understand me? And these guys are the pick of the bunch.
Yeah,
Pick of the
yeah.
bunch, and the football world is so quiet about the Brazilian players that are coming out of Brazil. You
Mm-hmm,
understand
mm-hmm.
me? When I look at the the lower the championship in England, the Brazilians
Right.
are many in the
Lots of
championship.
Brazilians. Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You understand me? But what is causing this downturn in the Brazil um culture, the Brazil, this beautiful game that Brazil
Mm.
has touted for many
Yeah.
years and all of that.
I
What
think
is
I hinted
happening?
at it a while ago. I think I heard a hint of it a while ago. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I think
You
I hear
understand
it
me?
coming, and
Yeah,
I
man.
agree.
What is happening? And I think we need to keep a close watch. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Is it that football is catching up with Brazil? You understand
Um,
me?
hmm. Can I say something about that?
Yeah, man.
I think just judging, let's say football 20 years ago is different from football now. When I was growing up and following and big up Brian Martin in the chat, by the way, check my boss. Um, different, I'm gonna say continent, no, well, not even continents, places around the world had distinct styles of football. So
Hmm.
Brazil had the samba football, and they were known for their high skill and speed, but mostly that flair. They had all of that. Italy was known as the masters of defense. Germany was known as the machines. They were so clinical and accurate. They function like that. Um, and well, I wouldn't even say much about England. I don't know what England was. England was a long ball specialist back in the day.
Yeah.
But I think um,
Germans were quite mechanical.
mechanical was the term that we used to describe them. And there are
Hmm.
other teams, but what I noticed over the years now, since the high televised EPL, it has now become the mecca of football, in my estimation, at least where fans are watching around the world, including Brazilians. That's where
Hmm.
the money is. So what I see happening is a melding, is a melding or a watering down
Hmm.
of the football from around the world to one type of football, the European style football. And I think that is what is affecting Brazil as more and more players leave Brazil and go overseas. And Europe, of course, is the place of choice because that's where the money is. Then they learn the European style football, and they have to conform to that style to the detriment of their inbred samba football. And I don't think Brazil is going to beat Europe at European football. So that is what we're seeing, I think.
So you're saying that Brazil is no longer the standard bearers?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we will see when you see it in World Cup. Brazil was up there, but I don't think any who had Brazil. Well, a lot of people had Brazil winning, but we saw what happened in Brazil. They were not the winners. So they're
I
still
definitely,
high caliber, but
I definitely had never had them winning that World Cup.
for the record, I support Brazil right now. So let me just say that, okay? I
So,
currently
so,
support
so
Brazil.
people, let me say, this man, you know, this man right here.
We don't-
A few years ago, this man was a German, you know.
we have nothing to talk about. We don't have to talk about me
But,
and Germany.
but we just have put it out there. So when this man talk about international football, people, bandwagon don't get no greater than this.
Virgin. Yo, me hear man on stream said him have 3 PL teams. So me not know what I can say about that. By the way, JD, Mr. JD, who always want to thump me on my head.
Yeah.
Who always want to thump me on my head. You see them here? You me get them for. Alright? I am coming, sir.
Man, I
We're going
declare war.
to have the boxing match. Anytime you're ready, just I'm not tell JD, say anytime you're ready, I'm ready. Alright? Big up yourself, by the way, JD. But me I go punch you out. Alright.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
so the question I want to leave as we close this segment, you, is it
Yes,
that
I.
Brazil, is it the question is begged, are Brazilian players, the present crop of Brazilian players, are they
Mm-hmm.
overhyped? Are they media? Are they being made by the media?
Who are the? I don't think you have any high profile Brazilians right now. You have some mid tier. Who are the standout Brazilians now? Paqueta.
Well,
You see
definitely
that?
Vinicius. Vinicius,
Vinicius is there.
I think he's definitely
Yeah, yeah,
a world class talent.
yeah, man. Vinicius is the real article. He surprised me, to be honest. I thought he would have been one of those just fancy football, because there was a lot of negative press surrounding Vinicius when he was, you know, just joining on Real Madrid and doing stuff. It wasn't all good, but I think the man buckled down and he's playing some world level football. So I have to
Yeah,
give it to Vinicius. He has taken the mantle, man. Big up yourself,
yeah,
my boy.
but I must say that it has come across my radar. You know what I mean? And as I say,
Mhm.
not because I'm an Argentinian.
I don't
I'm a
want to
fan
think
of.
people, by the way.
I'm a fan of football. And if Brazil, who is considered to be the standard bearers when it comes on to football, it has become noticeable to me that they have fallen
Hmm.
down where that is concerned.
Yeah.
You understand me? So
Right.
that
Mhm.
I had to bring that to the forum. You know what I mean? Not something that I hear people talking about, but it is evident. And I don't know if it's because it is Brazil why nobody is saying anything. So, but that is what we do here at Ballheads TV.
Mhm.
You understand me?
Check this out. Brando said, big up yourself to Brando. Brando, by the way, no, like up the chat. Like up the live, people. Like up the live, as one famous YouTuber would say while in his car in West Palm Beach, Florida. He said,
Mhm.
Brando is saying, "Oh, I think this Copa will be a breakout tournament for Brazil." I would be interested in to know why you think that. Why you think that, Brando? Let us know why you think that this year is so special for
Yeah,
for Copa.
of all the teams, and Brando, as I noted before, and please note, the Copa is predominantly a South American game in which
Mhm.
Brazil, as it stands right now, is not doing so well. Noticeably, not doing so well. As I said before, Argentina leading the group with 15 points. Uruguay closely behind with 13 points.
Mm-hmm.
Colombia closely behind. Then comes Venezuela. Then comes Ecuador.
Yeah.
You understand me? With 8 points, and Venezuela with 9 points, and Brazil behind them.
Yeah. We're going to talk more. Well, I think this has segued in
Hmm.
itself into what we want to talk about a little bit, and that's Copa.
Quite so. Quite
Yeah.
so. So we
So,
were being very strategic in what we were doing, people. Very strategic. As I gave you some, I gave you guys some pointers, some logistics as it pertains to the Copa coming up. And the topic, Duke, in Copa
mm-hmm.
that we have
Yeah,
what?
man.
You want to go straight into it?
Yeah. Um. Well, I would ask the question: how practical is it for for Jamaica to make it out of their round in the Copa America? Should we temper our expectations, or should we say Jamaica will win it?
What are you hearing in the streets, Duke?
All right. So I'm hearing that, we, as usual, I think we have the people them that say, "Why we team no good, we team no good." We can't go nothing, we can't do nothing. And then you have the other side, which I think probably is the greater side. Jamaica is in the Copa. We have the likes of Mikel Antonio, we have Bobby Reed. We will win the Copa, or we will reach far in the Copa. Them boy, I can't do it nothing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the majority view out there. But we
Yeah.
try to give the balanced view sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, I'm emotional at times. Yeah, because I'm a fan. I'm a fan, people.
Yeah. But Duke, before the Copa, we have two games coming up. How should we treat these games? Two World Cup qualifier games. How should we treat these
Mm.
games?
Okay. Well, both competitions are in the same month. They start in
Mm-hmm.
the same month. Both of them are in June. So
Six
there is
six
like,
of June and the ninth of June.
yeah, so they're like small windows. So I don't think the coach has much of a choice but to field much of the same players at the same time, because you can be having, I don't think you're gonna have two wildly different squads for both of them. And I think it's very good practice for World Cup qualification, which I think, well, obviously, that is going to be the more important of the two. So I think the coach is going to pick a strong team. Maybe not. Yeah, I think he's gonna pick a strong team and focus on going far in the Copa, because he's gonna have an eye on who is playing in the World Cup qualifiers. I don't think to start they're like very big names. So he's gonna go strong, but he's probably gonna use even still the World Cup qualifiers, at least these first two games, to look at some of the bigger name players still. Because there are players out there that should be coming in, I hear. We have not seen them yet. I think we will have to see them, you know.
How,
Because the
how
World Cup
vital
qualification.
how
Go
vital
ahead.
are these games? How vital are these two games, Duke?
They're World Cup
Hmm?
qualification games.
Exactly. So I don't see the
You
I
can't
don't
you
see
can't you
I
can't
don't
devalue them.
I don't see the coach feeling anything other than a strong team. You know
Against
them say first.
Dominican Republic.
They say first what them call it? Your first impression lasts.
Mm-hmm.
So you want
First
you want to
impressions last, eh?
yes. So you want to hit the ground running. For me, Marlon Nelson. What Marlon Nelson said, he's an Argentinian. If he's an Argentinian, big up yourself, brother. That means you know ball game. No question. Hands down, brother.
Interesting.
We can talk,
Interesting.
brother. Yeah, but
Boo. Big up Brazil. Big up Brazil, me say.
As me I say, is that the World Cup qualifiers, these two games giving us should give us some preparation going into the Copa. You understand me? And I think we should show our hands here.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely show our hands here. Show what it is that we plan to offer in the Copa. The question asked though, is it practical? I hear on other platforms,
Mm-hmm.
people saying having really great expectation for the Jamaican team um, in this Copa. But why? Why are they having these great expectations? I was
Well,
wondering. So you know what I did? I went and did some research.
mm-hmm.
I went and did some research, and the
Why?
three, yeah, the
Okay.
three the round that we're in is ourselves, Mexico, Ecuador, and Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico, Ecuador, and Venezuela. The last time, not the last time, but head to head, Jamaica against Ecuador. We've played 3 games.
Yeah.
3 games. We've not we have no win against them, 2 loss, and we've drew 1 game. We've scored 2 goals and conceded 7 goals. 9. You understand me?
When was well on there? Go on, go ahead. I'm looking up.
Yeah. Um. So and these wins were quite significant. So and then when I look at the present form of the Ecuadorian team,
Mm-hmm.
I'm somewhat very cautious, brother, in showing my optimism. You understand me? Because as me just show you, brother,
Yeah.
Ecuador draw with Brazil one year. You understand me? Ecuador giving as much as they are receiving in the World Cup in the World Cup qualifiers. You understand me? Teams are they have been doing so well. They are doing very well. The last 5 games Ecuador played, the last 5 games they've played coming into this Copa America, they played Italy and they lost 2-love to Italy.
Mm-hmm.
They, I think they gave Guatemala 2-love in a friendly game. In the
Right.
in our World Cup qualifier, they beat off Chile face. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Them lose. Guess who them lose to? The next team that we will be playing in the Copa again, Venezuela, and they lost to Colombia.
Why? Honestly, Venezuela has surprised me because I was shocked when I saw that Venezuela drew with Brazil a while ago, and now you're telling me that Venezuela beat Ecuador.
Yes,
That's what you just said, right?
yes,
This Venezuelan team is
Duke.
not one to stop at
In
them.
20 in 2014, Venezuela beat Argentina in the World Cup qualifier convincingly with Messi.
I see.
If my memory serves me right.
Really? Hold on. Let me do
Yes.
some research.
I'm not even looking at any computer. I'm just
Interesting.
recalling these games. So Venezuela is no minnows, you know.
Venezuela.
And they were very close to
That's not.
qualifying.
Hmm. Yes, that I remember that. That is true. That is true. That is true. That
So
is true. Then the
Simalan,
last match they drew, yeah, they drew with Guatemala. Okay,
yeah.
I'm seeing it.
Simalan Nelson, I agree with you there. Him say he has been telling the public, the Jamaican public, that Ecuador and Venezuela are on top of their games. So I'm trying
Yeah,
to find where this upbeat is coming from. When I look and, let me, and I'm going down the line, Jamaica coming into Copa America. Jamaica's last 5 games: win against Panama in the Nations League, lost against US in the Nation League. We
Mm-hmm.
play we play 2 friendly games with Trinidad, right? A
Yeah, man.
draw and a win,
I was
a
there.
draw and
I was there.
a draw, right? A draw in the first game, and a win in the second game, and then
Mm-hmm.
the win away to Canada, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's quite. I as I said before, I can't see where the optimism is coming from with
So,
with the Jamaican
but
public
could
in
you
this
could you could
Super
you
Game.
then what about could you why shouldn't we be optimistic? We have
Because of the results.
but no, but we have possibly the strongest Reggae Boys team ever assembled.
Yeah, that's true.
Why shouldn't we be optimistic? Why should we be feeling
Should
like we can overcome the
should we be
Venezuela of this
cautiously
world?
should we be cautiously optimistic?
Well, with some degree of caution, but I don't. I think we have to have confidence because this is my take on it. A lot of the times we are in the past we have been beaten before we touch the field. It's almost
Yes.
like we have taken we show the opposition too much respect. We're using names and persons who are in the spotlight. We the Messi's, whoever those big names are. We just give them respect. It's like we just roll over and say, here are the points, or here is the victory, people. So I don't see anything particularly wrong with confidence. You understand? And maybe even a little bit over the top, as long as the players are not the ones overly, confident, or then that will be quite fine. But I think the fans can do their thing, but players should know that when they go out there, they have a strong battle out there. That's my take.
Yeah. Yeah. I share the same sentiments, but I was just coming off the public's optimism, the way the public has been, what I've been hearing. You understand me? And so therefore, it led me to do this research to see if what the public expectation is, if if it makes
Mm.
sense, or if it is that we need to taper down a little our expectation. Duke, I heard people saying second round and quarterfinals, brother.
Yeah, man.
Those are the things I hear swirling out
It's
there.
as if it's
Second round. As
a
a matter
given.
of fact, me I love to hear the people in the chat whatever say. What are their predictions?
Yeah, where will Jamaica make it in the Copa? Yeah, say something in the chat, people. Marlon is saying Venezuela has the Argentina coach, Fernando
Yes. Yes,
Batista.
sir. Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yes.
yes. Yeah, man. That is true. That is true.
Yep.
What else is Marlon saying? Marlon, know the thing. The thing is the South America doesn't do well when they play out of South America, except for the big five. I see, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be all right. So this is what I see. This is the danger to me of being overconfident from the fans' perspective, and we have to temper it because what comes after the disappointment, if you are too optimistic, is the backlash. You know,
Yes.
Jamaica
Mm.
fails to make it out of the group, or barely make it out of the group, only to be knocked out in the next round. Then you're gonna hear the coach not good and all of that, and that can have a ripple effect on the World Cup qualification because the public pressure. So yeah, it's good for the public to know who we are up against. It's not
But in
any small
but in,
teams.
interestingly, I've been following our coach, Al Grimson, and I can say that he has not shown the level of optimism.
Mhm.
You understand me? He speaks about, our ability to play in or to be relevant, in these tournaments.
Yeah.
But as it pertains to his expectations, I would love to hear, what his expectations are. And going down, you, is it that we know Mexico is a tournament team,
That is a
hands
fact.
down. Mexico is a tournament team, and
Mhm.
if the Jamaican public thinks because Mexico lose to US, well, okay, I run over Mexico. You understand
No,
me?
not necessarily. Not
Me,
necessarily.
me not see it that way, the brother. You
But
understand me?
Mexico
When you
still
look
no.
at even when
But
you look at
who?
Mexico record
Right.
against Jamaica, Jamaica and Mexico have played 14 times. Jamaica has lost 8 of those games.
Mm-hmm.
Win two, and those two, the only positive to those two is that one of those two is quite recent. One happened
That is it.
in Jamaica, and one happened what, 4 years ago,
Yeah. So
with
that is the.
Speedy
Yeah.
scoring, Taxi scoring,
Yeah.
and
That
we've
free kick. I remember it now. The goal cut.
and we've drawn 4 times.
Yeah. So I don't think we have a bad. That's not a bad record. I believe against Mexico. Mexico. Um. Is actually ranked pretty high up in the world rankings. It's not a bad
Mm.
team. You understand? So and
And
the beauty about it.
the goals
The
they've
beauty
scored
about
against
it.
us is a lot. You look on like
Yeah.
20-8.
Yeah, but I mean, but that was back then. We have to say now it's a different Jamaica team, and we have seen the transition over the years. And I think, honestly, I think we are in touching distance
Duke,
of Mexico right now.
what
Yeah, I think
what
so.
I think that is a far stretch.
No, man, I
Duke,
don't think we're so
I
far
think
apart.
I think what we are saying is based on paper, or predictions, or expectations are all
Deal,
based on paper. We have not
deal,
actually
the
seen
record.
Jamaica played high
Man,
quality teams to make those
hold on, man, hold
assessments.
on, hold on. No, man, what you talk about? You just said our last few record matches.
I have them right here.
Yeah, and they have looked good. They're not bad. So why shouldn't we be confident? I think we are in touching distance of Mexico. You
You
understand?
think
And I think on paper, I think we have probably a better team. You
than Mexico?
understand? If yeah, man, if we get the players, not depending on like the JPL players now, because for obvious reasons, but if we assemble our strongest team from with people made up from over England and the US and those places, then of course we are equal, if not slightly ahead of Mexico. The only thing, yeah, man.
Come
The
on, Duke.
only
Come
thing,
on, man.
listen to me, man. I'm saying it, man. The only thing that I think would be against us right now is the team cohesion, and I
Drew
think I
Ross
want
says
to
second.
bring it.
Drew, see your next man as a second round. Yeah? See your next man with high expectation as a second round, brother.
Big up yourself, by the way, Drew. I'm gonna bring in somebody in the discussion now. All right, so we can discuss this. I think
We
them
can
probably have
flesh
some
talk.
stuff to say. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. Let me just drop in the great. Welcome, sir. Welcome, Brian Myton, the man from Malines,
Yeah. Afternoon,
of Malines
you.
fame. Big up yourself, man.
Afternoon to your other
Yeah,
co-host.
the great deal. You know,
Big up, brother. Big up, big up, big up, big up.
Oh, so it's Dale and Duke.
Dale and Duke.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I. Yeah, we go way
Um.
back.
So yeah.
I, I have a next name, but I think I don't want to use that name because it might be too controversial.
All right. So we just
Yes,
going
we
to.
might. I don't know why. If I was in the chat, they didn't deal. Good thing me not in that chat. Big up yourself, by the way, Drew Ross.
Yes, my boss. You
Yeah.
were
Big up
saying.
you. Yes. I was listening to the conversation earlier. I think I am. along the same path with you in terms of being cautiously optimistic. I don't know about us being on the same level or better than Mexico as yet. I think that's something that still needs to be proven. I do think though that the way in which we set up um, and how the coach has been able to organize a team, I think that tournaments probably suits us better than um, like a long stretch of international games. I think the way we play or we set up defensively, when you go into like tournament settings, that approach can help you um,
Mm-hmm.
to go a far way.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're playing against teams that are ranked above you and are expected to be better than you. I think the way in which we are able to structure our defense and stuff is suited for those sort of like tournaments. In terms of how we are playing as a team, I don't know if we would have improved much in terms of that whole aspect of, like ball retention and controlling tempo of the game and stuff. But I think we have come a far way defensively, and we have certainly improved in terms of the attacking players that we have. And
Mm-hmm.
so, in a tournament setting, I think that could serve us well.
I see.
Duke, I just heard him mention something which is one of my major concern going into the South American tournament because he used the word ball retention.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico is a team. One of the reasons why Mexico has always done so well against South American opponents is because of their ability to keep the ball. The midfield is so critical, and as we speak right now, that is my major concern in the
All right.
Jamaican
All right. But listen to me
being
now.
able. Yeah,
Yeah, but that has been our problem from ever since. We are not blessed with people who retain the ball. I don't know what is happening. One would hope that with the plethora of English-based players, then we would see that improve. I don't know if it has improved yet. I think we probably need somebody in the middle to tie stuff together. I guess that is what the coach is probably busy doing now, and I'm eagerly awaiting the revelation of the squad to see. I see them trying some people. So, but be that as it may, we have beat Mexico without um having that great ball retention. So I don't see
yeah,
why we can't do it again.
yeah, yeah, Duke. But come on, we have to be realistic, You remember the game? You remember that game with Taxi? You remember the assault on our goals?
Me not say
And
no.
because of not being able to track the midfielders.
No, I agree
Because remember,
100%.
Mexico don't have many tall players, So their
You
their
know,
their 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 strength
you know what?
is to retain the ball, and oftentimes they come right through the middle. They come
Yeah.
right through the middle.
I
Taxi,
agree.
that free kick, I believe Ochoa was caught off guard. I don't know what you think about that, brother. That's
No.
my take on that. I thought he was caught off guard.
The truth is though, I think for me, I just think that whenever we play these teams that are very good at retaining possession of the ball, um, it's always gonna come down to us having our goalkeeper being the man of the match. Like
Mhm.
I think in order for
My
us to compete in those games,
my
that's
point
what
exactly.
that's what it's gonna come down to. Andre Blake. I mean, even the game that we played against Canada, which we won in Canada, on a
It was
different
it,
night, on a different night, we could have been 3-4 nil down, and those goals that we scored to respond could probably would not have mattered. I do, and if you look at it too, we are not one of those teams that scores a lot of our chances, in terms of the ratio of chances created compared to the end product in terms of goals. And so, I know that we're not going to be like the Barcelona type or maybe even the Mexico State, but I do think that in terms of like from a possession perspective, if we're able to retain I mean, with the amount of attacking players that we have and how
Mm-hmm.
defensively organized the team is looking now, I think if we are able to compete with other teams in terms of the percentage of possession moving from like the low 30s to maybe mid 40s thereabout, I think that should bolster our chances of being able to compete because we have some very good, well, we have some good attacking players who, if they bring their A game,
Mm-hmm.
we can really be a force to be reckoned with. But I think that is nullified because a lot of times we are forced to always be defending,
That
and
is
when
true.
we
I
do
agree with that.
get the ball, we turn it over very easily. Now, I don't know if well, I know that I heard the coaches in England now looking at players. I don't know if we have those players available who will come in and ensure that whole um, problem of ball retention is improved. Because when I look at some of the players who is said to be available, I don't know if those players are really the solution. And I think too, also we tend to be getting a lot more attacking players in terms of like wingers and strikers and stuff. But in terms of getting like CDMs and box to box midfielders,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
high quality with high numbers, I don't think that we are at that level. I mean, when you look just an example, it's a player like DJ, who in the last couple of months have struggled to really make this Stoke City team and hold on a starting position. But all things being equal, he's probably going to be one of the names on the list for our squad. And I mean, there's nothing I have against DJ because I think he's a good player. But it just goes to show the depth that we're lacking if we have players who are not getting regular minutes but
Mm-hmm.
are first choice options for our national team. I think that's a real challenge. And if we're able to solve it in this window, then yes, possibly it could help our cause going forward.
All right, you have made a strong case, and I agree with pretty much everything that you have said. I think that ball retention percentage definitely has to come up a bit. Um, but I don't think we have to be dominating the ball position to win the game. Um, though, because I don't think we struggle with teams that are ranked below us per se. But teams above us, I would expect them to dominate the ball. But I expect us to come up with strategies on how to win those games. And that's what I'm depending on my coach to do. And I think Mexico is one such team. Yeah, yes, of course, we can increase the ball percentage, but that still wouldn't translate in a victory if we don't, put the ball in the back of the net. Um, yeah, it's my view.
Yeah. On the same point of positional football, as the Virgin said, you me somebody will play football and everything. Like I know how tiring it can be to be chasing players. You know what I mean? And this is something year to year to year to year. It has become it has become a part of Jamaica team. What we've come to expect. You know what I mean? We're just running our players. Our players have to be super fit because we're just running behind people, chasing people. And as the
Hmm.
gentleman says that the players that are available to us, we don't see
Right.
any creative midfielders. You know what I mean? The Latibo there is a more a defensive mid. So I don't.
What about
Bobby
hold on? What about Casey Palmer?
Casey Palmer,
Yeah, don't you think
hmm,
he's
creative,
brought in to do something like that?
Yeah,
but
but
is he
dude,
creative enough?
it's you have with players like Casey Palmer and even Daniel Johnson too, is that those
Hmm.
players are two number 10s, However, when they come to play for Jamaica, they don't play number 10. Ask them to play
Okay.
8 or
Mm.
ask them to play 6, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't give off their best attributes. And so I think sometimes, just like with Hector, when we use him play CDM, I think the players are judged wrongfully. Even Lucky Warrior now, who's been asked to play midfield sometimes. When
True.
you
Out of
see
them depth. They're
Yeah,
out of their depth.
when you see him play in a centre back position, he looks a total different player and a much better player. So I think that's one of the issues that we're having too.
Yeah, that is true.
We are not able to get the players to play in the right positions. I
So we
Some
mean,
just
some
get some players and say you play over England, so you must can play this. It remind me of the
I don't think it's that simple, but I mean sometimes you have to kind of strike a balance too, because I mean international coaches always want to protect their records, and so it's not an easy thing for them to take risks with certain players, because I see we have like Kera and this where persons are saying yeah he could be entrusted, but not
Mhm.
many coaches are gonna get up and pick a 19-year-old to play international football in a CDM position. I mean, even at his club where he was developed, he is not the first choice out and out CDM. I mean, he gets quite a few bitter minutes. So I mean, it's just, I guess it's just a thing of professional coaches. But I do hope that we are able to find that player. For a while, I thought that we could have tried it. John
Russell.
Barnes, John Russell, sorry.
Yeah, because John Barnes is
Yeah,
unavailable right now. I heard.
yeah. John Russell. Yeah, I think we have
Yeah,
as of 20 years ago.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Let me throw something in the spokes here in the fire here, gentlemen. Um, Basically, I'm not seeing, and somebody said right here that we need to play our strength and build from there. So the question begs to ask, where's our strength? But anyway, what about a player like oh my gosh, his name just slipped from me. Plays for At this point he's playing for Portmore United. Um oh my gosh.
Sigel Knight,
No, not Knight. I think he plays right behind the forward. He was at Cavaliers. What's his name again?
Alex Marshall.
Alex Marshall. I think and this might seem like a stretch because he's playing in a local league, but I watch the JPL, and one of the things that I'm very critical of in the JPL with these players who wants to be exported is their touch. And
Mm-hmm.
Alex Marshall, I see as a player who has the potential. We know some of his exploits and some of the opportunities that he would have gotten going abroad. But I think he's one of the players with one of the best touch in the JPL, and with some level of flair and creativity and a good kick. Is it far fetched to say that we could look at Alex Marshall in the national team setup with all those other compliments?
The other
I think
question is
I,
gonna
I,
be
I think we're gonna still be in the same position though, because
all right.
Alex Marshall is at 10, and the problem I'm having is that we're not playing with a 10. When we pick number 10, we put them to play 6 and 8. So
Hmm.
their best attributes as a 10 is not being fulfilled. And I think he's gonna fall in the same trap where we're gonna ask him to do a lot more defensive work than he's used to or than he
There you
does.
go.
And he's not gonna be able to do it.
But that's not what we want him for, because as I say, the things that I'm alluding to is actually his flair and his touch. You understand me? Which oftentimes I see him trying to use those and show an exhibition of what he has. But sometimes when we look on the pitch at Jamaica, it don't allow him the ability to do that. But I think he has the quality, and I don't know if it's a stretch. I don't know if it's a stretch, gentlemen. I'm just making a
I don't
suggestion.
know. I
My
don't know if
take,
Alex Marshall have any more flair
yeah.
or that are touches than Casey Palmer, Daniel Johnson, or
Exactly.
Rafael
And
Morrison, or McGee.
that is going to be the problem, right there. So, what
I
is
don't
what
know
is
if
Mike
maybe
Marshall
more
doing
flavor or
in
touches
the
than
league? He's
those
playing.
players.
Him now pull up
And
in the
those
streets, as
players
somebody would say.
are still not able to function effectively
Yeah.
in the system because they are not playing a number 10 role.
Yeah, man. I agree with you, Brian. We have to go and find what they call it, horses for courses.
I think
You
we
know,
need to find good seniors, coach trust, and is willing to put out on the pitch. I mean, I like Kara Anderson as a player, but like I say, I can understand why a coach would have reservations in putting a 19-year-old kid to start in a Nations League semi-final or quarter-final game
yeah.
in
And I
number.
don't think the coach, I honestly think that the coach would have selected who is going to go there. I don't think the coach would have spent so much time going into other tournaments to come and just throw some new people in the middle. So I think by and large, we can pick the team already. Give and take some big, quote unquote, bigger names who will just
I
get
don't
it.
expect I don't expect us to have too many changes
Yeah.
in terms
And
of.
I would be surprised. I mean, why would he be going through all this to just switch out everybody on us? So yeah,
I
that's what
mean,
I,
let's
I,
say
I
one
don't
except
think.
where you have like injuries and those stuff.
Yeah, yeah, those are my thoughts as well. All right, let's move
Mm.
along a little bit. Let's move along a little bit. You want to touch EPL a little bit, just a little bit. You know.
Sure, I
Before before
think
before we go EPL due,
Mm.
I just want to make mention. You know what you guys thought about the Inter Miami Montreal game. It was a cracker.
Yeah,
I
we have a
think
view on it, Brian.
I think I think from Messi has gone to the MLS. I think every game that Inter Miami plays seems to have some form of spectacle. But one thing I can tell you that those games always have a lot of goals
Mm-hmm.
because for the most part, I think Inter Miami is playing with like six players when they are defending
Forward.
because Alba, Messi, Busquets, Suarez,
I say Busquets tonight too.
they're not
Yes,
defending. They're not defending.
man.
So they just try and score everybody. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
none of those players are defending. So I think, but I don't. For some reason, I don't know if it's
Mm.
amazement or stage fright or something. But a lot of the things a lot of the goals that I see Inter Miami score, I don't know if too many other teams will be able to score those goals. I mean, and
Yeah.
the thing is, Inter Miami, I mean, I've watched them play in a couple games where they have literally conceded a goal in the first minute, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
so it's. I mean, it's always good to see, but I don't know if it's. And I think it's probably good for the MLS too. They get to sell jerseys and fill up stadiums and stuff like that. But I do think that they're probably going to make a strong run this year in terms of winning their conference and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
I
think
don't
so.
know. I really thought that after scoring that first goal, that Montreal just looked like they went to sleep and just
Yeah.
allowed Messi and Suarez and those players to just
Dictate the
dictate the
play.
pace of the game.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's not something that you would expect in a professional league with those players at their age. I don't think that they should be able to dictate in the pace of the game. Yes, you will still see their quality and their brilliance, but the way in which they have been allowed to dictate the games in most of the games that Inter Miami has played,
Easy league.
I think it's some sort of a stage fright or something.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think Inter Miami too. I saw something the other day with a rumor that they're looking to purchase Neymar. So
Might as well.
I think I think it's probably sizing up to be a Barcelona what do you call it now, Masters League team or something.
Yeah, the Masters League team right now. Yeah, man. No doubt about it. You
Well,
want to
I
say
mean,
something
the
about
truth is, when you have Suarez, Alba, Messi, and Busquets starting in the same team at this stage of their career,
hmm
I don't think you want to be taken seriously as a football team.
Yeah.
I think it's more of some form of entertainment or something to that effect.
Yeah. I mean, good quality players, but they're not at the top of their game now. So that's supposed to say it all.
I mean, I would like, I guess, I would want to see how they function in terms of um, at the dressing room of that team. I would want to see how the
Nobody
managers.
don't take it serious, man. It's just fun and games. Those, me not think a coach can talk too much to them much either. You understand? It's just
Mm.
allow me go play coach. You understand?
I probably
So
probably
But,
see.
but I think those MLS games are good for entertainment, for want of a better
yeah,
term.
for sure. Yeah, the
Yeah. Well,
US market will love that.
Yeah.
well, certainly Miami is in the entertainment make one of the entertainment makers of the states, definitely. But one of the what I saw, amidst all of that, when I was watching the game, I saw not just looking at Messi playing, but looking at some of the other players, and looking at how Messi has come a far way in terms of his leadership quality. Now, when you look at the free kick that was scored, it is very rare you would have any team that has a Messi in it and Messi not kicking that free kick.
No, he was not on the field, you know. He wasn't on the
Eh?
field. He was not on the field when that kick was
That is
taken.
why.
He came off to be treated. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
at
yeah,
that
yeah.
point he was furious with the referee for not allowing him back on the pitch.
No, but he came on in time for the kick, you know.
No
He
man,
came on in he
no
came on
man.
in time for the kick because right after the kick and thing, he ran up and to celebrate with the young man with what's his name again? I can't remember his name right now. So he was
And
there. If you look at the game, he was there. He was, and the commentators them even made reference of it. You know, what are the chances? You know what I mean, that a player would be kicking this free kick. Messi would allow this player to kick this free kick, and he did allow him. I think that speaks to his quality of leadership.
Well, it's a Messi fan we're talking to still, so I understand you want
Yeah,
to.
but bringing a little objectivity, not bias.
Okay, okay, I hear you. Yeah. Hey, I just see Marlon says there might be 3 additions to the team. You know, when Marlon said that, you have to kind of take it serious, because Marlon is a man that
Who are those additions?
right,
Who are those additions, Marlon?
him tend to write the team sheet. Them, I him know what go on. So we'll see. I probably can't flesh it out today. We'll probably talk about it another time.
All right.
Let's move on to the EPL quickly because I want to get to the JPL too. All right. So what a match day 37. Just run through the scores. We had Fulham versus Man City. That was a 4-0 to Man City. Easy 4-0. Everton Sheffield 1-0 to Everton. We had West Ham 3, Luton 1, Bournemouth 1, Brentford 2, Wolves 1, Crystal Palace 3, Tottenham 2, Burnley 1, Newcastle and Brighton drew 1-1. We have Nottingham Forest 2, Chelsea 3, and we had Man United 0, Arsenal 1, and today Aston Villa 3, Liverpool 3. So a lot of a lot of the matches had 3 goals or more. So a lot of goals being scored in the final weeks of the EPL, man.
I said
Um,
the best game of them all is the latter game. You know what I mean?
mhm.
End to end stuff. Very
Yeah, let
very entertaining. You understand me? Even at this stage of the season, it would have been like they were fighting for something when pretty much they're both in they're both in Europe. So, but
yeah,
it's either it was for bragging rights or something.
yeah. Let's pick up a
They left
little.
it all on the pitch.
Yeah, let's pick up on a few of them. The Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea. You know, Nottingham Forest managed to put two past Chelsea, but Chelsea did one better, and it ended 3-2. I think that is going to stand Chelsea in pretty good stead. I was hoping that they would not have won this match, but they pulled it off.
Yeah, because no, they is it that they're joint? Is it that they're joint? No, they have now overtaken Fulham.
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest, right?
Just for the record, Chelsea is 3 points above Manchester United.
Okay, we don't really want to watch certain records right now. We write off
Mm.
Man United season, you know. That is that, you know. So
And
we're just hoping
we are
today.
tied on points with Newcastle.
Newcastle, right? So Chelsea now has leaped over Newcastle.
Yeah,
No. Newcastle
Chelsea.
is ahead
So
on
let me
goal
give you the
Yeah,
top
difference.
10.
is
Yeah,
it
man.
Newcastle?
Yeah, man. They are ahead on goal difference.
Let me give you the top
They're ahead.
10 right
Okay,
now.
on goal difference. Okay,
So this is the top 10, starting with Brighton in 10th position on 48 points. Then we
They
have
have game
West
in hand.
Ham.
They have a game in
West
hand. Well,
Ham, and this is 36 games played.
West
We
Ham
have
have played 37 though.
yes, exactly.
Uh,
So West Ham is on 52, but has played one game more, so on 37. Man United is on 54, played 36 games. Chelsea is on 57, also played 36 games. Newcastle is on 57, so they're equal with Arsenal. With not Arsenal, I hope, I
Chelsea
wish. On Newcastle. Chelsea and Newcastle are on 57
50,
points.
57 points.
Yeah. Tottenham broke their string of defeats and are now on 63 points, um, which is 5 points now behind Aston Villa, who eked out a draw against Liverpool today. So they're on 68 points, but have played 37 games.
yeah, Villa played a game
Liverpool,
now.
yeah, Liverpool is on 79 points, having played 37 games as well. Man City is on 85 points, having played 36 games, and Arsenal is on 86 points, one more than Arsenal, but have now
One more
played
than City.
37 games
What?
than City.
What?
Arsenal
Mm-hmm.
1 point ahead of Manchester City, but have played one more game. So they have played
And
37 games.
they have 3 goals as well, 3 goal
Yeah,
difference.
right. And we realize that both teams are going neck to neck, have not lost their last 5 matches. You know, so it's
So
a matter of
it's
who will go
confirmed
first.
now that it's confirmed now, Duke, that Burnley
Mhm.
and Sheffield are going back to the championship.
Yes.
Yes, that is confirmed. Sheffield, who has not won a game since far back as I can remember, they're the beating
Sheffield has
stick.
only won 3 games in the entire
Yeah,
season
they're
and
the
lost
beating stick of
24
the
games.
league, clearly. Burnley, I think Burnley would have done better, but they are
I was
struggling
really
as well.
expecting Burnley to have done a little bit better, but I mean,
Exactly.
it's welcome to the big leagues for what's their manager's name again? Vincent Company.
Vincent, the company.
Um, I think though, based on the structure that I saw,
Mm-hmm.
they should be back up next season.
Mm-hmm.
if
So
they can manage to keep their players because
No, but
funding is.
it's not a matter of money to keep them, because I think automatically they lose some players because when they go down to the championship,
Yeah, the salaries
um,
and all that type of thing become a
you can't
challenge.
pair some of those players with some of
Mm-hmm.
those. I think that's one of the things now where I think they're gonna. I think Leicester's gonna be imposed a fine
Mm-hmm.
because they were keeping some players who were on large salaries. But I think Burnley. I mean, I don't know if they did much business in the transfer window to bring in like um, external players. So I think they should be able
No.
to
One of the reason why with them going down, I think it might be challenging with them for them to come up unless they can have some cash to retain the players. Because when you look at the championship and see the level of play in the championship in this season, with actually the top, call it to the top 8 teams. Oh my
Mhm.
God, crazy, crazy, crazy.
yeah,
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 yeah.
but even so, I think going down, they may be in a better position than seeing some other teams there to attract players.
Yeah, that's
So
a good point. So yeah,
and
there will be.
also one of the things that demoted Premier League teams have got their advantage too is um, if they have good scouts and stuff, they are able to attract loanees from even from Premier League clubs who otherwise would have gone to some other championship clubs. They'll be able to get those players. I see Marlon here saying injury affected Luton, that's why they went down. Well, Luton is can still possibly stay up. There was this striker that Luton had. I think 1 week he scored 4 goals. He's from one of those African countries, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't remember his name. I don't think I've seen him play.
injured.
This
He's injured.
season. Oh,
Yeah.
Hmm. He's on the injury list.
You know, a shocker for
And I,
me. Two, two,
and
two,
I
two.
think there is some argument about him being moved to a bigger club.
Okay.
with one
Well,
game to go, who is Nottingham Forest playing in their last game, Duckland?
I'll have to look that up. Give me a second.
Because they are 3 points above Luton. So Luton would want to win and hope that Forest loses. It doesn't matter
Forest,
though.
Burnley.
Luton is going down.
Goal difference.
Yeah, man, because even if
Who
Luton wins,
plays Fulham?
Nottingham plays Fulham.
No, no, no. Luton plays Fulham. Forest plays Burnley.
Mm.
No, Luton is going down because Nottingham Forest is minus 19 goal difference, but Luton is minus 31. Luton is going down.
Hmm.
I don't see Luton. I don't see them pulling off the great escape.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
Brentford has surprised me by being so low in the table. I thought they would have been up
yeah.
there in 13, 12.
Especially
But
the, especially the way they started out the season.
yeah,
I expected them to be above Everton and Bournemouth.
ex- Everton is what because they suffered this fine, probably two penalties, penalizations. I think so. They got point deductions probably twice, and they end up on 15. That is really good going for Everton.
No,
Yeah,
they
man,
lost. I think they lost 8 points.
I think they lost 10 first, then it reduced, and then they got like another point deduction. I
Yeah,
stand to be
another
corrected.
another another,
Like
another
that.
2 point deduction and thing. Yeah,
Right.
but yet still they were able to go on a little win streak.
Yeah, Everton has not lost their last 5 games. They have actually
Yeah,
only drawn one and won 4 of their last 5 games. So big surge in the end.
yeah.
So
As
kudos
a
to
matter of as a
yeah.
matter of fact,
Same
they
for me.
had they had a they had a pending hearing. They had a pending hearing, but because they have been doing so well, they have sought to let it slide. because they were going to um defend those last 2 points deduction from them. You understand me? They was going to take it to the courts. You understand me? But because they were doing so well, they have decided to just let it slide. But
Okay.
gentlemen, what do you think about the refereeing in the EPL this season?
Biased to Man City and Arsenal and against Man U. What else you want to know?
Eh?
I don't. I don't. I struggle with refereeing in the EPL, because I don't think it's very objective a lot of the times. I think a lot of influence, or maybe it's because we just everything is being scrutinized. I don't know. So many cameras on everything that the referee does. So maybe that is it. And if you really watch the other leagues, it might be the same thing. I don't know, but I just get the feeling that calls are going in favor of the bigger teams, like a lot of the time. That's what I think.
For me, I think that there is a level of incompetence when it comes on to the EPL coaches. It is beyond me that they have VAR and yet still making these atrocious mistakes. We saw it at the beginning of the season, with the ball with Manchester and Rashford, that ball that went over the line, and they could refer to VAR, and I would say because these referees are not even moving. They
Hmm.
are not they are not first responders on the ball. They might
Yeah.
come long after the play.
You see, I think I have some
What I know,
logical.
do,
Go through.
and it's not just the EPL, but it appears that is something that is very pervasive in Europe. Because look at the Champions League. Look at the offside of the man call. When the man could have referred to VAR because he there so
Hmm.
far.
Hmm.
You understand what I say? They are being called into question. People are afraid to say it, but me not afraid to say it, brother, because me I see it
Yeah.
blatantly.
If it were up to me, and this might require a different discussion still, but if it were up to me, I would have restructured VAR. Um, I would change VAR from what it currently is more to what how cricket uses their video assistance. For example, these are radical ideas, I think. I don't know. But I would leave it to a team to appeal a decision. You understand? So if it's not called by the ref, a team can appeal a decision and then that goes to VAR instead of VAR in the ears or for every little thing like that. And I think
But
that would
but
achieve the objective of allowing the game to just flow some more. I would use some other technology
but
as
when
well.
you said team, what do you mean? The on-field team or the team that is on the bench? The coaching
On the
team,
field,
coaching
the
staff, or
captain,
on-field team?
the captain.
I think I think that could be problematic, a little a lot of problems because we see where a
Right.
lot of times players me used to do it when I play ball too. Sometimes I know say I'm not even all that answer. And so
But
you know
hold
what
on,
I
hold
mean.
on,
And I
hold on.
think that would bring the game in a lot of disrepute.
Me get what you're saying, but guess what? You see in cricket, you have a limited amount of appeals. So we have to put a cap on it.
Oh,
So you have to
okay,
use them
okay,
wisely.
okay.
That's what I would implement in football, and I would try to implement um the DSR they call it. um Brian, help me out again, where you can see like the if a ball touch,
DRS.
but DRS. A lot of the times, you don't know if the ball touched somebody. You can use DRS and figure that out easy, so that the technology exists. So those two
I
changes.
think I don't think there's much wrong with um, the VAR system in terms of what it does. I think the issue is probably comes down to how stuff is interpreted by the referees and decisions that they make. And I think some of the things are left up to their opinion, while in cricket, it's a little bit more clear cut in terms of they are saying to you, if the technology is showing this, this is an action that must be taken.
Yeah, but remember, you don't appeal for anything in a cricket. You appeal when you feel you have a case. A lot of the times, plays taking place in football, and nobody not even appeal, and then you see the ref just put him hand and ears and penalty.
Yeah,
You know,
because the video,
they didn't
yeah,
come
because the video assistant referees are there to look back at plays that they think are questionable.
Yeah, but
And
that is
you don't want the
problematic. That's
referee
part of
for
the problem. That is part of the problem because if you
yeah,
ask the
yeah,
average
but
person,
the technology is there to assist you. So sometimes the unfit referee may miss something that is he shouldn't have missed, and then the
no,
VAR referees
I,
are here
I
to assist.
think honestly, Brian, I think if the ref miss it, then the ref miss it unless
Yeah,
the
but then
opponent
you
team
don't, then
they
there
are
will be
put.
no need for you to have the technology then.
No, no,
I think
no.
what I think what Duke is saying is that there needs to be some human element remaining in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
man,
the
but the
team
human
appeal,
element is that the referees are allowed to interpret things based on the laws of the game. I mean, remember, in the VAR rooms, those people in there, I think they are actual referees. It's not
yeah,
just
Hmm.
that is
yeah,
not the point I'm arguing, no, Brian. That's not the point I'm arguing. I'm arguing the point that there are infringements that I see VAR calling for that even the opponent not even think that
oh,
is
okay.
any
I
big
get your
deal.
point. I get your point.
You understand? Because them so frivolous some of the
Yeah.
time. You score a goal and
Hmm.
then you hear about wait, the goal not count because somebody get foul like 5-4 plays up the line and then your goal get called off. Stuff like that need to come out of the
Yes.
football, if you ask me.
Hmm.
So I
I
think
agree. I
that's how I
agree
look.
with that.
Well, there are many people in Jamaica who's arguing for VAR to be in the JPL.
Well,
So
that
I
now go
don't
up.
think. Well, I don't think.
Um,
We need some feel first before we go with
I,
VAR. VAR is not an
I,
easy thing to implement.
I think we need more than feel. I
Yeah,
think we need to. I think our players need to understand the difference between playing rough and playing dirty.
yeah, yeah. We have to go talk about VAR next time. I think we need a full show on
They
VAR.
need to be able to make that distinction. Yeah.
There's a lot to be said on VAR. Um, but we could. Hey, let's jump into some EPL stuff, man. Let's jump into some EPL stuff, or just before. No, no. Let's do it. Let's go into some EPL stuff.
I think you meant JPL.
Oh,
JP.
JPL, my bad. We just did the EPL, people. We're going into the Jamaica Premier League, JPL
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm just
So
to say you people are gonna come out. Remember, we're asking people to smash the like button. If it's your first time here, smash the subscription button. You understand me? We need to get people on the platform. I'm sure um people would agree that the conversation is very engaging.
yeah, man. So last night, today's Monday, right? It was all yesterday.
Today, yeah,
Yes.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday we witnessed what I would call a very enthralling semi-final day with the four teams that were remaining at the time to decide who will play the finals of the Jamaica Premier League. It was Waterhouse versus Mount Pleasant in the first match, and the second match was Arnett Gardens versus Cavalier. Just
Any
to
surprise? Any surprise there, gentlemen?
any surprises right there, so um
Not
yeah, to be honest, from Mobi, make it, we just watch it for what's sake. I just watching for people, not really for teams. You understand?
I
Yeah,
think, yeah, there was a point when I wanted Moby to sneak into that top six. I felt that the resurgence of the whole Montego Bay vibe and the ownership and stuff, um,
Yeah,
and the support that Mobe brings. I thought that would have been really good to have in the
man.
playoff.
Any
Um,
any Mobile sneaking at that Mobile that win.
It
That
would
me
have
believe.
bolstered
Yes, football
their
play.
comeback. Yeah.
Yeah, man, no doubt about it. That's my thought.
yeah, I thought they would have got a real shot if they would have been able to make it in. But I still think that I think Mobe left it a little bit too late in the end. The resurgence
Yeah.
was a little bit too late.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, back to the games. I thought yesterday's game was. I think the best thing happened that both games went into the second leg evenly poised.
True.
Um, and so I think for the fans, there's a little more excitement. I think on the
Cli-
players' side,
the
I think on
climax, the climax, the climax.
the,
Yes.
I think on the player side though, it's there's a little bit more nerves and anxiousness
Yeah,
going to the
bad
game.
mind Marlon.
Nobody wants to make a mistake first.
Bad mind Marlon says Mobile would have been dangerous. That's why I didn't want them to be in the top six. Mobile killer.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay, okay.
I mean in the
Before
first game, yeah, go
can I
ahead.
ask before? Were you at the match by any chance, Brian?
Yes. I've
Okay.
been to all the playoff games.
But why would I even ask that? You know? But how was the crowd? Tell me about the crowd to begin it. What
Yeah.
was like
What was the atmosphere like?
how what was it like going inside that stadium, Sabina?
Um well I think from the first playoff game, the first set of quarterfinals, leading up to this point, I think the PHL must be given a lot of credit. I think
Okay.
they would have improved each time when you go. The entering experience is a little bit better. I mean, the first
You?
week it was just chaotic for want of a better term.
Mhm.
I didn't think they even opened Georgia listers. I think it was during the game that I decided to open that section because of the massive crowd turnout. Um, I think the second game they improved in terms of how they organized the whole, people getting into the venue. I mean, the entire facility was open, and even for the
Okay.
first semifinal and up to this point, I think the first semifinal had some issues in terms of parking. It would take a very long time to get parking, but I mean, by this game, they would have sorted out that whole arrangement in terms of there were more parking available and it was a little bit more seamless in terms of who should park where, etc. And entering the venue, well, they had a different section, like a VIP section, where that's where I entered. I
Well, of
think
course.
I think that's where the media and other club persons go through with accreditation. But when I was there, in terms of the general entrance, it didn't seem as if it was difficult. I thought that persons were you didn't have the long lines bulging up and people find it difficult to get in.
Yeah.
I think one of the advantage of that is that they were selling tickets pre-sold at select areas. So they were in like Arnett Gardens. I think they were at Draxall.
Okay.
Um, Selling tickets so persons could be able to purchase tickets before they get there.
No,
Uh,
that's a
and
brilliant
so
idea.
yeah, so that and they had and then outside the venue they had like a ticket bus where you could go and buy a ticket. So you don't have everybody coming to the gate area to buy a ticket, which is where the ticket styles are. They had like ticket bus and stuff. So you were better able to to the seamlessness of entrance was there. There were a lot of police and security guards on board
Okay.
and just workers overall, helping to make the experience better for the fans and stuff. So I felt that but the crowd was massive. I think the second semi-final you have had the most crowd, which I expected because generally I think Mount Pleasant plays early games, and so their fans
Mhm.
is most likely to come out for early games, and Arnett Gardens generally play night games, so their fans are more accustomed to coming out later to watch them play. So I thought that this leg kind of gave a good balance.
Okay.
And I must say kudos to the people from Santana, the 1% supporters. They really come out and fill the stadiums up. But yeah, the experience was good. I mean, apart from a few small minor incidents, I didn't think the experience was bad. I think it was a good experience. I think the way in which they had the fun engagement and those stuff, it really did. The sponsors were out, giving away
Okay.
stuff, interacting with fans and those stuff. Yeah, I think that really was a good experience for the football.
So the
All right.
bottle throwing had no effect on
Well,
the game.
we getting there,
I
Dale.
think
We get it.
I think the bottle throwing. I think that was a real just a moment of madness, if you ask me. I didn't think that at that point in time that was. I mean, there's no point in time when it's required, but I didn't feel as if it was really justified if you are being objective.
Mm.
But and I think too. I don't know.
Can I?
I think the organizers are going to have a very difficult time in the way in which they kind of restrict that in a sense because um, for the most part, I think based on what I'm hearing, the rule about bottles and stuff is having to do with um, glass bottles being allowed into the venue. Now, it's just the way in which our dynamic is set up. I think it's going to be a lot. I think it's going to be difficult for not just the organizers but the vendors too to be pouring out drinking cups,
Hmm.
which is
Well,
really
well, well let,
what
let
is
me tell you some.
trying
Let,
to
let me
pretend
let me tell you something.
throwing
That
across.
is, I think I think the challenge is with the authorities to use their monotony to do what is right because it can happen. Duke,
Yeah.
me and you go to a JPL final, Waterhouse Arnett Garden in a stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there was no bottle. They couldn't go in with no bottle at all. A cup everybody have. Cup everybody have. You understand,
True.
man? The stadium did ram. I was at Arnett Gardens. Under a different capacity when an incident happened and the field, the bottles all over the field. And I remember Arnett implementing a strict no bottle rule.
Yeah, dear. No, I mean, I hear
But
you.
so it can't happen, It can't happen.
No, I hear you, but here's the thing now. I mean, you have to look at it from two sides in a sense where for a long time we haven't had any of those bottle throwing incidents. And I think
Hmm.
that probably could have led
Yeah.
to the organizers being a little uh,
Lenient.
bit more lenient. However, both sides have to look at it. Red Devil is the sponsor of the Jamaica Premier League.
Hmm.
My boss is rum. Red Devil selling a buckle. You think them sponsor the Premier League because of charity? They want to be selling the rum. What them
You
going to
know,
do? Them cannot put the rum in. Them cannot put the rum in a bag.
them can't put in a paper cup.
Oh, that the man
Why? You know
rum. But boss, the man
what I do,
used to sell rum, brother.
me
Yeah, but you know
understand. Understand.
what
But
I would love to see.
you know what's surprising too? With all the bottles that were being thrown on the field, I don't think I saw a regular what to be thrown down there. It
Okay.
was some brand, some plastic thing with
Yeah.
water.
Magnum. I saw Magnum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the Magnum.
And then also, there's another thing because when I was in the stadium and I was at a point I was saying, yeah, them probably could refer to the cups, but boss, when you're going to the stadium, see, I'm gonna sell you a bottle of juice, like a juice where you buy on a regular day, you buy like like a minute made for $150 or something like that. See, a minute
Three
made
bills.
for like $350, you know.
I know.
Bottle,
Mm.
yes, but I'm saying when the vendors them know if I go buy a cup, give you the poor minute maid in a brother, you can't afford a minute maid in a stadium, my boss. That's
Well,
the next part of
what?
the
Yeah,
big
we get
man.
that. We
Dude,
get that, you know. But watch you know.
Dude, I literally saw them selling. What is something name? When they sell a football match stuff. Peanut cake in a brother. It's $400.
Yeah.
Much all the soup for, cause you know, say me had the soup bar, you know, me always have me get at least a cup of soup, you know. I'm
You
a
see,
5 years old. It
I
was
mean,
450 last year.
you have to look at it from both perspectives. But the truth is, too, I think the only solution to the problem, the people them just need to be disciplined, brother.
But
I think
listen. That is not something. That is not something that they can control. What they can control is these items. You can't control the discipline of people. You
that is
understand
it.
me? And one of the thing is that what I would like to see is that I'd like to see the JPL reach a stage where it is more than just men and ghetto man. It's a family thing. You see
And
me I say?
that is the only way we're going to fill the stadiums, you know. That's really the only way when a man can bring in family. So we have to
Yeah.
look at it from the marketing perspective. So I don't think this argument that because of Jerry and Neville sponsor it, we have to have battles. I think we need to do some research as the best practices around the world. What obtains, you know, in other jurisdictions. I'd have to
Hmm.
look that up and get back, you know, and
You,
see what is happening. But what
you,
I can say right now, hold on, Brian, that the safety of the fans are paramount. So whatever it takes at this point in time
Hmm.
to avoid injury, we have to go that route. That is number
Very.
one.
Boy,
I,
I'm advocating for that.
Yeah, until we
I
can
don't
find.
Because,
know, I don't
yeah.
know what they call this cup tickets though.
I don't
It's
even know
practical
about
when you say
alcohol at sporting events like that. I don't even know. I have to research.
it's practical when you sell beer and hide it in a red stripe. Not when you sell it wine rum.
I don't know, brother. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what they're going to put the wine rum in there, brother. Understand when you go to buy a beer, you know, which if by and large, now the
Mhm.
most beers that are seen in the stadium they are being sold in cans. So that helps too. But
All right, Brian,
I
let me tell you
don't
what obtains here in America because I've been to game, I've been to the Orlando female game, carry my daughter. And let me tell you something, the environment there, brother. The family is a family oriented thing. There's no
Mhm.
bottle there. There is you see the thing about Jamaica now, the sorrel beer in the can, the aluminum can. That's the only thing that is there. No bottle there. No buckle at all.
Mm.
You can't, as a matter of fact, you cannot bring a bag into the stadium. You can't bring the
Yeah.
bag into the stadium. Not at all.
We have to get to that point. We have to get to that point. And you know what? The next big thing is the smoking. Oh God, man, how are we going to solve that problem? Because
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
but
it's a big deterrent.
No,
you know what
you
is
can try
funny?
mash up the man them game now.
You know what is funny? All
Hold
right.
on. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
Usually when I go to football games, all right. So there, when I go football games, like when I go stadium, I generally go VIP. If I go regular Premier League games, I trap. The reason why you know is
Yeah.
because my boss me cannot manage sitting down trying to watch a football and being intoxicated with smoke, you know, brother.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a serious thing. That's a
And
Smoking
so,
illegal in a public space in Jamaica, you know.
that's a
yeah,
serious.
that's the thing, you know, brother, the smoking it and brother, there are literal policemen in
Yeah.
the place them, and the man them just smoke and yesterday, I mean, the other day I was there with someone sitting beside someone and he had his son. And like the man just get up and say, yo, he man leave
Hmm.
because he no want him son being exposed to that environment.
Yeah.
No, you can
Yeah,
just imagine what the other people have kids there and stuff. I don't
yeah,
know, brother. I think them need to ban that. Me not think when you're going to them public spaces, especially those closed spaces, I
yeah,
don't think I should be allowed to be smoking in those places.
It has to
yeah,
be a strong tactic. We can beg
yeah,
and beseech. We can't compromise on these things. That is my view. We are compromise on them, and it's almost like if you allow it,
yeah.
it's like you're telling them that they can do it. We
Yeah.
should just take a no nonsense approach. You know,
Mhm.
maybe some people don't come, they will come back next season when they see that people are serious. But we have to enforce it. So that
I
I'm not
don't
going to
know.
say it's easy, but
I don't know if them
necessary.
say no smoking in the JPL or at games that will lead the people. A matter of fact, maybe more people would come because there are the people who don't like the smoking thing who probably will come now than those who
Mhm.
are smoking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
maybe that's something to the organizers can look into in terms of to regulate those stuff. But I think they're like the buckle throwing incident and stuff. Yeah, it kind of take away from the footballing conversation a little bit because I really did think that
No,
the
well,
games
well,
were.
one of the thing is that safety is a very, very, very important thing. When you leave your home to go and enjoy a game. When we live here in the States, I don't worry about going to a game and worried about um being injured by missiles or anything like that.
You understand, right?
I don't worry about that none at all. That is one less thing I worry about.
Yeah.
You understand me? And then when you think about the
Which is
demographics,
yeah, which is true.
yeah, yeah. So do you? All right, make we get back on
Yeah,
track.
I think when you're going to watch a football game, I think you're going there with the anticipation of seeing good goals, good defensive play, good skill set. I don't think anybody's going there with the aim of hoping to duck a bottle coming 5 rows up. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
understand. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. But I mean, in terms of the game on a whole, I thought the first game between Mount Pleasant and Waterhouse, I think from last week I was saying to someone that there were some obvious changes that I felt Mount Pleasant needed to make in terms of personnel, and they
Hmm.
did that. And I think that was a part of the key to them. I mean, winning the game, even though I thought that Waterhouse had a very good chance early out in the game, which, had Javin Bryan scored that chance, it could have been different. I think they even got another chance in the second half with Fletcher, missing from in the 6 yard box and stuff. But
Yeah, I saw that chance. That was yeah, that should have scored.
yeah, but I think by and large, Mount Pleasant was a better team on the day. Even although they went
Mhm.
down to 10 men, I
Hmm.
think I think they were still able to, to maintain their composure and and, and come away
I
with the
think
game.
I think one of the things that we spoke about earlier was about in the JPL was about touch. You know what I mean? I think it is something that, especially in this Waterhouse team, the Waterhouse forward, can't remember his name right now. I think he's the leading goal scorer in the league.
Yeah, man,
Um,
Brian.
yes, if he could spend time on his touch, I think probably he would have had 30 goals this season. If he could
Mm,
spend some time on his touch,
yeah.
you
I
understand
like
me?
him as a player. I like him as a player, to be honest. He has some qualities.
Yeah, I think he's serious
Yeah.
about what
Yeah,
he's
I
serious.
mean,
He's serious about his trade.
Yeah.
He's,
Has a
he,
good
he
kick on him.
looks the part. He looks the part, definitely. But I think there are that area of his game. If he can improve on that, I think he'll be a force to be reckoned with in the JPL.
Yeah. Because I noticed that a few of his goals he has scored. I mean, he touched the ball in the box, but him take like a million years to take the shot, and it will work in the JPL.
yeah,
But if you
because
want to go in a higher league,
yeah,
nah,
you
go work.
won't have much time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. So
because
we can work on
because of
that.
the touch, because of touch, the time when it take to correct himself. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what I think I see lacking. I watch an Arnett Garden game against who was it wasn't Waterhouse. Is what Waterhouse? The first leg, the Arnett Garden game, and I saw so many chances where players in the in the 6 yard box controlling, in the 6 yard box controlling. I'm like, what? You're controlling the six. You're a forward controlling in the 6 yard box
You
for
know,
what?
them time they at certain level with a control ball in the 6 yard box, brother.
What reason?
One touch
I,
or maximum one touch and shoot or just shoot.
yeah, I don't remember playing under 20 and a control ball in a 6 yard box.
No, you can't do that. If you,
You know,
that is the
where you
reason
find
why.
time for control ball in a 6 yard box?
Yeah, I think that's one of the I would say the downside of the JPL in terms of you'd want to see the players' technical ability being a lot more efficient
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
in terms of where they are and how they're able to execute. But yeah, I think by and large, I think our Premier League has come a good distance in terms of from where it was. But it still has a long way to go in terms of the players and their technical abilities and stuff. Um, but I just thought that on the day, Mount Pleasant was a better team. Um, and it showed in the end. I mean, they came away with the victory.
Yeah.
For sure. So
The second game with Cavalier
talking
2,
about that now. Yeah.
and some excitement at the start. Duckland, your favorite, what I should call it now, administrator, was, was in the thick of things.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. The man with the voice for radio.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
um, there was someone that I was listening to that program this morning, I think Oral Tracy, and he was saying that he heard that Speed kicked the ball in the stands.
Mm.
Um, I mean, Speed wasn't too inclined on saying how far he kicked the ball. He said he kicked the ball off the field.
You
Wherever it
know,
ended,
there
it
have been a
was.
few infringements by Mr. Speed in the JPL, but I don't see any punishment or heard about any punishment being meted out. I
What kind of
remember
infringement?
I heard a lot of indecent language was going on in some matches ago. We're not hearing nothing about all that.
I don't think that's unique to him though. But I get your
I'll
point.
do some more research, but it kind of strange how we don't
Yeah.
see punishments being handed.
He was saying on Oral's program to that when he played in CONCACAF, he was fined by CONCACAF for some infringements as well, in terms of how they operate the games and those stuff. Um, but I think the whole incident though, I think the whole incident in terms of the ball and those stuff, I just don't even know if I don't even know if I think he was just much to do about nothing because on one instance, Speedy saying he's the home team and
Mm-hmm.
it's his right to use his balls, and Arnett Gardens is saying that they must use the balls that they have been using from the playoff starting. However, on the day the balls that Arnett Gardens was protesting that them should use is their balls.
Interesting.
It's on it garden balls.
Yes,
Mm.
it's not the PFJL balls. So
Was not much.
there is I'm saying it's much about nothing. And
Yeah.
also, I don't know if the type of ball with them because I mean if the balls are certified or whatever, official batch balls, I don't know
Mm.
if because if Anagans is going to go to CONCACAF, when
Yeah.
them travel over to Sweden, them can bring them more ball over here to go use. You have to use the ball that's over there in Suriname. When USA come to play Jamaica, I think they can carry their own ball come to play with. Have to play with Jamaican ball. So even if USA train with Nike ball every day, and them come to Jamaica, I think that's ball Jamaica have, and that's what them going to play with.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I just felt that they were focusing their energy on the wrong thing, and Cavalier was just intent on getting the business handled, and it showed. I mean, for the entirety of the first half, it was all Cavalier in terms of just the possession and the chances, and
Yeah,
their
Cavalier looked like a better team, which was surprising to me.
Holland, Duckland, Brando. Yeah. The game was announced a few times, and they spoke about the tickets and the prices and stuff like that. So yeah, they did announce it. Well, I don't know if it was the JFF. Everything was being announced. They were even announcing cricket. So maybe it was just an announcement blitz
Okay,
taking place.
that's a good
Even
point. So they
even Labour Day football was being announced.
okay, and we're talking about the World Cup, upcoming World Cup qualifiers.
Yes, on
Yeah,
June
man.
6th. They
Right.
did announce it.
Yeah. By the way, people, if you don't know, we are in World Cup qualification mode, and June 6th is the first match, Jamaica versus Dominican Republic. Yeah, and it will be in the National Stadium. Tickets are now on sale. Let me see if I can remember. 1,500 for bleachers, 5,500 grandstand.
Yeah.
I think that is it. If you don't know, just check Demo. Demo has all the details. And of course, the JFF.
Yeah, I think the JFF put out some publication on their Instagram page
That is right.
with the I think there's a website that they are selling tickets on now.
Yeah, Chupid, something like that. Some
Yeah.
Chupid business. I don't know why they call it that, but leave that to them.
I think that's the same company that they use in the PFJL to do the
Yeah.
Premier League. So
Yeah, man. Let me take this comment from Brando. I tuned in to the Arnett Cavaliers game and was disappointed by the pace of play and first touch. It was good to see the turnout, though. Yeah, exactly. Those are our concerns, and that is what we were also thankful for, Brando.
Cavalier and Mount Pleasant was the home team yesterday. Yeah, Marlon. Yeah, I mean, bro, let me say this thing. You see, sometimes I think we just like we make a big deal out of some simple things. Like the whole incident with the balls, and psychologically that probably gave Cameroon an advantage to say, hey, when they don't want to use our ball, let me know. So make me go there and show them how to use it. So it can come across as a little bit of a lack of confidence on your part. I mean, even at the end of the game, the Arnold coach was alluding to it, and that Cavalier was allowed to use their balls and whatever. Like, and I think the loss of the game had less to do with the ball that was being
Yeah.
used or the referee decision, and more to do with the inability of Arnegans and their staff to get the best out of their team and to organize their team in a way for them to be more productive in the end, you
Yeah.
know. So I mean, I don't know.
Question.
I think if they were playing with a basketball yesterday, if they came up with that play, they still would have lost.
What you make of Arnett Gardens bringing on Fabian Reed off the bench instead of starting the game with him? I would have done it
I think
differently,
I
to be
think I
honest.
think I think Fabian coming on was just like a last gasp effort to try and salvage something. I think he was not fit enough to start, and based on the tempo and how, because if you look at the first leg, Cavalier really started out like a team possessed, like they were very attacking, and they were just very energetic and stuff. So maybe they were
Yeah.
saying it probably would have been a little bit too much for him in terms of him being injured.
But
But
but the
I
man,
think in the end it was just a last gasp attempt to try and
yeah.
salvage something.
But didn't he got the best, he got the better of the chances. He got the
Yeah, when
better
he came on, he got
chances.
two good chances
Yeah.
that he
So,
probably could have put away. So, maybe
so
another
well,
day
I would
got
have done it differently.
and the coach looked like a genius.
Yeah, I would have started him
And then
to
pulled
see
him.
and then pull him sec first half. If you know if you see. But what if they threw him on as the quote unquote savior and he broke down? They would have no other option. So I would have started him still.
Yeah. I
You
never
know.
felt that he was going to play though because even when other guys were warming up, he wasn't warming up. He didn't warm up with the team per se as if he was going to go there and play.
Yeah.
So I never felt that he was going to play any part in the game. But like I said, I think it was just a last gasp attempt to try and salvage
Yeah.
something in the end there. Um, but I
Yeah.
just felt, I think on the day, both teams that were better on the day in terms of their play and their organization and stuff came out on top.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think Cavalier. I mean, Ainsworth has probably been one of their better players all season, and he came
Hmm.
off the bench. I think BZ Atkinson really had a good game too. I didn't think he did so well in the first leg. I
True. I
think
agree with that.
he really came to the party, and he's one of those players that when he comes to the party and have a good game, usually Cavalier do well
Yeah.
whenever he comes up and play.
Oh, what a
It's going to
brilliant
be an
goal too.
interesting final too.
Yeah.
I think it's going
All
to be
right.
a
So
really finals.
true. True. So I mean, to summarize everything, if it wasn't I mean, the turnout was good. And then, I mean, the only blemish really was that small bottle throwing incident. But all in all, it was a good semi-final clash. And I
Yeah.
think based on play, worthy winners. Did they justify being in the final based on what you saw?
Yeah, I think throughout the entire season, these two teams have probably been the most consistent teams. Mount Pleasant were the regular season champions. I
Hmm.
mean, and there was a point in time too when Cavalier went on a streak of like 11 games without losing,
True.
9 consecutive games without conceding a goal. They have this player by the name of Jamaro Calvin
Hmm.
who really came to the party this season. I think he scored something like 13 goals and has like 10 or 11 assists. Um, so I think they have the players that have been consistently been performing well. I think as a team, these two teams were the most consistent teams throughout the season. Evidence of that is they finished first and second. So I mean, and also I think it's probably the first time that the two teams that qualified first and second are going into the finals. Usually, usually it's one of the teams that come out of the playoff section um, that make it to the finals. So I think this time, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe this is a metric going forward that if we want to end up in the finals, come 1 and 2.
There
Um,
you go.
couple of seasons ago, the teams that finished sixth would have won Arnett and Harborview too.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think overall for the entirety of the playoffs, I think the atmosphere and what was done by the PFJL in terms of from a footballing perspective and a fan engagement and just the overall experience, I think you would have given them a passing grade. I mean, there
Hmm.
are still things that I need to improve on, which hopefully over time they'll get right. Um, and yeah, I think
Yeah.
both teams are deservingly in the finals. I really was impressed yesterday too with Devontae Campbell. I think yesterday he really came to the party as well and
Hmm.
and, and showed his quality.
Yeah, sounds good. So would you say just looking at the two teams that are in the final now for the second time, to me they're looking like the teams that have probably invested the most um in their players right now. Is that what we're seeing manifesting itself on the field? I
Duke,
know,
after run here.
yeah, man.
Yeah, bless up, Dale.
Yo,
Bless up.
respect, Brian. You have
Yeah,
done
man.
well, sir. You are now a certified ball head.
Bald head.
Yeah, man.
Bless up,
Big up
Dale.
yourself. Big up yourself.
As I said, Duke, you know, after me, you don't have to have no ear to be a bald head.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
have to be earless to be a bald
yeah.
head.
We're pretty much
Yeah,
at the
Duke.
end. Still, we don't
Yeah, I
want
think.
to
Yeah,
to to
I
prolong it
think that
too
was a.
much.
I think those we had some good discussion there with Brian. Some
Yeah,
very solemn um things we spoke about, information. Um, yes, and as I said, for me, the JPL, I would love to see the JPL maximize them earning, maximize them followership, following. You know,
yeah,
by improving on the ambience. You know what I mean? Make it friendly to family. You understand me? So
yeah.
those are some of the things I think they need to work on.
Okay, Marlon is saying here Cavalier was professional yesterday and very calm. That is true. I noticed that as well. And Mount Pleasant, it's 16 games unbeaten, you
Wow.
know. So they're threatening to dominate, decimate their opponents and totally dominate the league. They're like the city of the JPL now. Yeah. Um
Yeah. But
um
Isn't Mount Pleasant the team that has an academy?
a lot of the teams have academies, but Mount Pleasant has an academy as well. Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
they have a very
But
good
they
structure there.
were the first team to start this academy.
Um, I don't know if they're the first, to be honest, but
Yeah, man.
they
I think
definitely have an academy.
I think they were the
Yeah,
first. And based on my understanding, they even have players that are in the academy that are outside Jamaica.
yeah, man. I think the academy system has taken off. I guess in the last 2 to 3 years, big time. Yeah,
Hmm.
Mount Pleasant. Yeah, yeah, for sure. They do invest in their academy. They're probably the richest club in the league right now, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I'm seeing good things. So the money and the investment is paying off, and we are seeing it now. There were some years when Mount Pleasant, for all the investment, we weren't seeing the returns in winning, but now they're if they win now, it's gonna be their second time straight, and it could be the start of a dynasty. So it's really
Well,
up to the other teams to provide some level of resistance to that by
like any like
developing.
any like any business,
That is how it should be. Yeah,
most businesses start, you have a 5 year period of no growth at all,
indeed.
After that you expect now to see growth and all them things there. So, you know what
Mhm.
I mean? I think they have made the investment, and now the tides are turning, and they're getting the rewards from the investment. And
Yeah.
don't step up, if other clubs don't step up, I guarantee you that this Mount Pleasant team will be more than just it might look one sided.
Well, I have confidence. I mean, Cavaliers has been doing good work, and I see investment from Mobe under new ownership. They have been investing somewhat. We see a lot of players from outside the country. They're playing for Montego Bay. So if that trend continues, I have no doubt that Mobile United will be a force to be reckoned with in the coming years. So
And that's a good look. That's a good look for the local game to have, to be able to import players. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Into the league. That's a good look.
Hmm.
That shows growth.
Indeed.
That
Indeed.
definitely shows great. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we okay, before we move on though, we might talk about, well, closer to the time we talk about it, because the finals is set for this Sunday.
Mm.
I think we'll be having a show before then. I think so. So we'll talk about what the predictions are for that
Mm-hmm.
show a little later down. But just moving on briefly, we can't close the show without bigging up the great Bunny Shaw,
Yes,
my
sir.
my favorite female player, of course.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, all the females are my favorites, but Bunny is just the biggest favorite.
Duke, I
So,
want to tell, I want to tell you something.
mhm,
And if Bonnie Shaw or any family member, anybody watching this, I can tell you, I remember Bonnie Shaw when Bonnie Shaw started playing as a little girl. There was a
mhm,
tournament. There was a tournament that was being held in Ochi, in St. Anne's rather, and we drove down there to offer medical service, to offer
okay,
EMS service.
yeah,
And I think there was a team. There were two teams that were from outside Jamaica there. But Bonnie Shaw was. I remember everybody talking about this girl. She looked like she was years ahead of our age group. You understand? The only problem we had at the time was that her speed. She was very slow, but she had the touch, the kick, everything at that little age, and we were like, wow. And boy,
um,
to be honest, with you, to see what she has blossomed into, boy, it is quite incredible to see. And
yeah.
her
She has
exploit.
blossomed
Yeah.
into what I believe. Some people might think otherwise, but the best player in the world, female player in the world right now. That's how highly I
On
rate Bonnie Khadija Bonnie Shaw. So why are we bigging her up? Because listen to this: Khadija Bonnie Shaw's record-breaking campaign for Manchester City has further recognized the striker, being voted as the 2024 Football Writers Association Women's Footballer of the Year. The 27-year-old overwhelmingly topped the prestigious poll, garnering 53% of the votes.
Wow.
How amazing is that? To be the overwhelming voted in player of the year, Manchester City.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So we want to big up Bunny Shaw, and we can't wait to see her back in the team. I know she's injured right now with a broken ankle, I believe. So she is
Hmm.
recuperating, and we saw some pictures some days ago of her on the hospital bed. But you know, I think she'll make a speedy recovery, and I hope that her form continues. It's a fairly serious injury, depending. I don't know how serious it is, even though it's a broken ankle. It might, you have degrees. So hopefully
Yes.
she can bounce back from that really quickly, and we'll see her next season bagging in the goals. You know, and
Yes, sir.
under a new Jamaican coach, well, old new Jamaican coach, because just a segue. If you have anything else to say about Bonnie Shaw,
Um. Why? No, I have nothing more to say now. I think
yeah,
I can't say that I had any lesser expectation of Bonnie's exploits. I
yeah,
think she has surpassed all expectation.
yeah. So just to segue again, news has emerged and announced that Mr. Busby, Herbert Busby, is again reappointed as the head coach for the female national team. So we all know what took place was it about 2 years ago now. The JFF announced that they were suspending his leadership of the female football program pending investigations. Well, those investigations have been completed and he has been cleared. And now he's back again at the helm, replacing the coach that was there, the Arnett Gardens coach, current
Mm,
Arnett Gardens coach. So,
yeah.
I think we have some games coming up. So big games coming up. The girls have some games against Brazil. I think it's another one. I don't have the details right with me now. But we should look out for great things because the majority of girls are back. And I pity Bunny couldn't be back right now. But the
Mhm.
majority of the World Cup
Team.
triumphant
Team.
team, will be back in action. So
Hmm.
so we should look out for that. And
One. Yeah.
yeah, so that is that. Your camera all right?
Yeah, man. Just a little
Okay, let's
difficulty,
check
but
it.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's about it. That's about it. We have covered a lot on the gamut of football. We have talked about the EPL. We have talked
Mhm.
about Brazil and are they on a decline. We have talked about the JPL, discussed the Cavalier and Onyx Garden saga. Touch a little bit on Bunny Shaw.
There was
And
something. There was something I wanted to talk about in you, but I don't know if
mhm,
time will. I don't. I don't know. We left out. We left out a key component, which was the Euros. You know that
you sure
will
you
be
want to
held.
chop it up in another one? We think we need to chop it up in another video. 'Cause that's a large
Yes.
topic. It's a
Yeah,
large
man.
topic.
We can
So much
talk
to
about
be
that.
said.
We
Yeah.
can talk about. Yeah, definitely, definitely. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Look out
man.
feet, people. Look out feet. We have some views from, what going on the Euros, what going with England, what I mean, England decisions and all of them thing there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Who the likely team is. We hear all the pundits and say England is the out and out favorite. So make we see. We're gonna talk about it.
Yes, indeed. So with
Definitely we'll
that,
talk.
we're just gonna move quickly into the penalty shootout round as usual. I only have two questions for the penalty shootout. And the penalty shootout is where I ask a question and you type it in the chat, whether it's yes or no, or whatever the question requires. And the question is the first one: is Brazilian football on the decline? Yes or no? Is the Brazilian football or the Brazilian style or the football that Brazil plays, is it on the decline? Yes or no? And the second question is, should the JFF enforce a no glass bottle policy? Should the JFF enforce a no glass bottle policy? Yes or
Yep,
no? Or put it in your comments. We'll see it after the video. And I want to wish for you as we wrap up a wonderful evening, people. Thanks for sticking and staying with us for the
yep,
duration. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for big up Brian who discussed the JPL and a little bit of the EPL with us as well. Wonderful job. I know he's Brian soon come out with a channel. Brian channel soon come out, so you can just look out for that, people. Break up for everybody who passed through. Marlon, who gave such useful information. I will have to now do some research on who those three mystery players are. So we will see. And
yep.
what do you have to say, Dale, as we go?
Well, people, I can't say it enough. You know what I mean? I want the people them as I'm coming. Give us some likes. Give us some likes,
That
brother.
is it.
We're gonna grow the channel. You
Yes,
understand me?
indeed.
You understand me? As I say, we are here to give great analysis and to think outside of the box. If you notice, I will come with some things that people not even not think about. You understand me? We are research. We are football guru. You understand me? We want people to think. We not just want people to think analytically too. You understand me?
Yes,
We don't have to
indeed.
see things. We don't have to see things in the news, but we watch games and all them things. And so therefore, we ask questions. We put things out there to create traction and for people to think. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So ball heads, as we say, it's not just shine head. You know, it's what inner the head. You
Yeah.
understand me? And all
And the
them thing there.
ed, ball education as well. You understand? You have to have a ball ed.
Ball education, brother. So
Yes,
we want to
I.
big up all of the people them who joined us today and who are support the channel. Keep supporting, share with others. You know what I mean? How much subscription we have now, Duke? Oh, we are do. Oh, we
Last
are do.
time I
Oh,
checked,
we are
we're in the
do.
70s. We're in the 70s. I'm asking
Come on.
people to get somebody to like the video, get somebody to subscribe so we can build the family. A lot of
Yeah.
stuff is in the pipeline now. You better believe it. A lot of stuff in the pipelines. I can't wait to review some of them. You'll hear more
Most,
about it for sure. You'll
yeah,
hear
man.
more about it. But spread
People,
the
before
word.
the week
Spread the word.
done, I challenge everybody for coming. Before the week done, we want to reach 100 subscription.
Yeah, man. 100, 150 if you
100
can.
subscription.
That is
Yeah,
what we're
man.
targeting.
Come in and
Spread
share
the
the thing.
word.
If you like what going on the channel, if you like what you're hearing, if you feel engaged and you
Yeah.
feel like learn something, you understand me?
Yeah.
Give her
And
give
call
her a
in.
thumbs up.
Share your
Support
views.
the thing.
I'm loving the views so far. Share up your views. We love to hear
Yeah,
from you.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah,
So
man. It's not my opinion and Duke opinion. It's our opinion.
true. Because it's our
All right.
football.
Our football. So we say.
So big up on yourself, people. Peace out.
Oh.